Hi, welcome back to my channel. Just wanted to do a little bit of a video in response to a video that another YouTuber, who I think is just an amazing woman, Agony Autie, did about embracing stimming recently. I am in the woods with the dog and some very wet, very muddy bare feet, which to some people will be their worst nightmare. Agony Autie recently did a video she did about... Oh. Clearly Oscar decided that he wanted to be in the video as well. Go on, go play. About embracing stimming and, you know, sorry, lost my thought then. Embracing stimming and stuff. And it's a fantastic and wonderful concept, and when I'm here in the woods, it's one of the very few places where I can be and feel totally myself and stuff. While we were wandering through the woods, we've just actually met a couple of ladies who had a good conversation and were really positive and totally understood the whole barefoot walking in the woods and everything, and they thought it was fantastic, and that was a really nice positive experience. It's not very often that people stop us. Do you want me to step back a little bit? And yeah, people don't often talk to us in the woods and certainly don't fully understand or appreciate me walking around in barefoot, but that was a really nice positive experience. Unfortunately, for quite a lot of people that are on the spectrum, that whole embracing stimming and stuff isn't the easiest thing to do, especially if you work somewhere like me where the majority of your colleagues are neurotypical. You know, they don't fully understand it, they don't fully get why you will find certain situations stressful. And I had a situation at work on Friday where my manager, my team leader, called me into a meeting, and there was various things talked about in the meeting, non-directly autistic related or anything like that, so that wasn't specifically spoken about, but I was quite upset in the meeting, had quite a bit of a meltdown, felt quite trapped in the room, couldn't wait to get out of there. And one of the things that she talked about was the fact that I make, this is going to seem really weird to some people, the fact that I make cups of tea for everybody in our office. And she said, that's really nice and everything, but don't you think other people would like to make cups of tea? And then she asked me why I did it. And now, bearing in mind I was already quite upset by this point, and this made me even more upset, because one of the things that I was saying to her after she'd asked me why is, well, first, I'm a nice person. It's, you know, make a cup of tea for yourself. Why not ask a couple of other people in the room if they need a brew? It seems rude not to. But what I said to her was, well, for me, it's not, like, sometimes when I make a brew, it's not necessarily because I need a drink. It's so that I can make sure that I have a break from my work, from my environment, and get out of that and just have a little bit of a break and stuff, which for me is quite important, because it will help me make sure that I don't get overloaded. And so, while yes, learning, you know, having a world where people learn to accept people who are stimming and potentially a little bit different, so to speak, but not, you know, in a positive way, would be absolutely fantastic. From both myself and another colleague who I work with and who is a fantastic woman, it's not very easy. Both of us have had issues, and both of us find it difficult, and it's frustrating, it's annoying, and it just adds to the pressure. You know, you come out of a meeting like I had on Friday, and I went and sat in the toilet cubicle because there's nowhere else at our work to go when you need to have a break. Because for me, when I'm having a meltdown, I like to hide. I don't like to be seen by people, and especially at that particular moment, because I was actually trying my best not to have a violent meltdown because I was so angry, and I even said to her in the meeting, I felt like I'd screwed up somehow. I felt like I made a mistake, and I thought I'd been striving to work really well, and my work was up to date and everything, and I couldn't understand why she was having a go at me the way she was, and I felt, like I said, quite trapped in the meeting and couldn't wait to get out. So that for me was quite a negative experience, and had quite a little bit of an impact, I think, at the moment going forward on how I am perceived within the unit, within our work, and how I feel I am perceived. And so The video that Agony Autie did about embracing stimming was just an absolutely fantastic, wonderful video, and I think it is something that everybody needs to see, and I'll post a link to it down below. It was an absolutely brilliant video and it's fantastic to see. It's just so sad that we are living in a world where, while yes, the whole idea of autism and stimming and everything is it is becoming more aware, and there are a lot of fantastic people out there that are pushing to make awareness for those videos, the Aspie World, Invisible Eye, Agony Autie, all of that. It's just a shame that we're still in an environment where it is difficult and where it is still, you're still perceived as odd and weird, and you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't stim, you shouldn't, why are you finding these situations weird, and so forth. I am still waiting for a definitive diagnosis as to whether I do have autism or if I'm anywhere on the spectrum, but I'm on this journey of self-discovery and self-learning. You know, I feel like I've spent a lot of my life, if not all of my life, as a person that wasn't necessarily me, and now I'm discovering, I'm on this journey of self-learning and self-discovery, and I'm learning to embrace the woman that I am finding, and it is not easy. You know, it's a good experience, it's fantastic, it's just not easy when you work in an environment where you're perceived as different and you can feel like you're sticking out like a sore thumb. It's not easy, but it's a good experience, and like I say, I think the video embracing stimming is fantastic and more people need to see it. So I wanted to post a video in response to her video and just give her a bit of a shout out and say it was a fantastic video. And thank you ever so much for posting it, because it's a good video. It shows a lot about the importance of stimming. So thank you ever so much for all that. And I'll do another video hopefully soon when I get some results. But thank you ever so much for watching. Bye bye. Just a little extra following the end of shooting the previous segment that you've just seen, and I talked about how I just had a positive experience in the woods. We were off the slightly beaten track and we had some people walk past us. Bear in mind they couldn't see my feet, and apparently I have a reputation now in the woods as the barefoot walker, because this guy walked past me, said hi to us and went, "You're the barefoot walker, aren't you?" So apparently I have a reputation now within the woods as being the barefoot walker. That's brilliant. I just wanted to share that.